Yo, what's up everybody? This is Motion back with another video. In this video we're going to be talking about SSMT. So to get ready for this video, just have a pen and paper and start writing down what I'm about to teach you in this video. And second, you should know, before you watch this video, you should know what SMT is. Basically just within a correlated asset, we have a failure swing on one asset and the other asset takes out the high and the low, and then we would like to see a continuation or a reversal. Okay, so that is basically SMT, and that's what you should know before watching this video. I mean, I can still explain it, but I would suggest that you understand the basic SMT, because this is a time filtered SMT, which is sequential SMT, stands for SSMT. Okay, and yeah, so starting off, we're going to be talking about here welcoming you and what you need. Second, we're going to be talking about the correlated assets you're going to use SMT with. Then we're going to be talking about what is SSMT. SMT is 4 quarters, and we only want to see SMT with either quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 3, quarter 4, and quarter 4 and quarter 1. That's how SMT works, and I'll just explain it later, but yeah, this is what we're going to be talking about. Time filtered SMT, how you can catch the reversal. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so correlated assets, these are triads. Triads is basically when we have 2 or 3 assets in the market, okay? Specifically very correlated. So indices triad, futures triad, and QESYM. Second forex triad, the second best one is EU, GU, and then DXY. I would suggest indices and forex are the best to use. So focus on these two, and then interest rate triad, ZB1, and then ZF, and then TN, and then energy we got CL1. Okay, and then we got RB, and then we get HO1. Okay, and then metals we got gold and silver. Okay, so these are the correlated markets we use for the triads. Okay, this is how we find that cracking correlation. Cracking correlation is between different assets. Okay, so these are the assets we're going to be looking at to find that cracking correlation. Okay, and people ask me, like, how do you find these concepts? Like some of my students in the private mentorship, they ask me, how do you find these concepts and stuff? But it's all within cracking correlations. Okay, and you look at different markets and you can literally make your own concept based on that. Okay, now let's get into what is SMT. So SMT, this is the part where I'm just going to be yapping. Okay, SMT is SMT on steroids. Okay, basically, you see this right here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything is 4. Okay, it has its own cycle. There's a microcycle, 90-minute cycle. There's a daily cycle, weekly cycle, monthly cycle. Okay, those are the cycles. Okay, and each cycle has a specific time within it. So let's talk about the daily cycle. Daily cycle has 6 4-hour 6-hour candles. Okay, 6, 12, 18, 24. That is 4 6-hour candles, right? And exactly, that's what we're going to be talking about, and how we want to find SMT between 1 and 2, and then 2 and 3, and then 4, and then 1. You know, we can't find SMT between quarter 1 and then quarter 3. If we do have SMT between that, quarter 1 and quarter 3, that most likely means that is a fake SMT, okay? But anyways, enough yapping. I hope you understand that we can only have SMT between 2 quarters. So quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 3, quarter 4, and then quarter 4 and quarter 1. Okay, we can't have it between quarter 1 and quarter 3. Only 1 and 2 or something. That was the biggest problem I had back in the day when I first learned SSMT. Like, I didn't even understand that. I don't know why. Right? But I hope you understand this. If you do not, please DM me. I got you. I'll make a better example. But yeah. So there's also a weekly cycle that consists of 4 days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, Friday does not count. I'm sorry to tell you that Friday does not count. It's its own thing. Okay, that's why most people say Friday is a low probability day. Okay, so that's why. So what is SMT? It's basically this. Now let's get into the examples. Okay, let's go on trading. So let's get into the examples now. So I hope you guys understand that the gray one is quarter 1, the pinkish one is quarter 2, quarter 3, and then quarter 4. Okay, there's different cycles. There's microcycle, 90, daily, weekly, and monthly. So right now we're gonna be looking at the lower time frame cycle. Right now we're gonna be looking at the 6-hour cycle. So now let's go on the 15-minute chart. I guess 15 minute because it's time frame alignment. Remember that. 15 or 5 minutes for the 90-minute cycle is perfect. Okay, so let's go. Where the hell is that shit here? Okay, so we have this sequential SMT here. Between quarter 2, we have this lowest low of the quarter 2. We specifically want to use the lowest point of the previous quarter. Why is that? Because that's the low or the high that the market refers to. We want to use those lowest or highest. Okay, and I've been seeing that recently that works. But sometimes the any high or low can work. But focus on highest or lowest. Okay, and also this is something you guys should use. Every trade you take, there has to be a SSMT, no matter what. That's a rule you guys should follow. Since you're learning from me, I'm telling you, from me literally mastering this, you should follow your rules off of this and only enter off SSMT and exit off SMT or SSMT. Okay, so enter off SMT, exit off SMT. Okay. Yeah. So right here we have SMT. Sequential SMT between quarter 2 and quarter 3. Perfect. Remember, quarter 3 and quarter 4 is New York AM-ish time, right? So that is the perfect time we want to trade. And we had SMT between quarter 3. We formed the lower low. So NQ failed made the failure swing, telling us that NQ is going to be more explosive. Why is that? Why? Because we failed. Okay. So we're going to have very explosive movement on NQ. Okay. But if you want better RR, you can trade on SMT to catch like a bottom tick, right? Depends on your personal period view. Okay. Now we get this SSMT on that. Now let's go on the 5-minute chart and enters. Get an entry technique. So what I would usually do for the failure shift is I would draw the rejection block and use this rejection block. Okay. But this time we just tap the wick, but we never tap like the CE or anything. We just tap the wick. Now let's go on the 5-minute chart. Straight there. Okay. So we see that we have this SMT within the ES and NQ, and we tap this wick to the tick right there, and then just have a reaction. Okay. So how could we enter? We can enter after seeing displacement. So we see this is the last down close candle before we shift structure. So this would be the shift structure, or like the CISD order block, whatever you guys like to call it. So you can enter when you retest the order block. Simple. Boom, retest. That's one entry technique you and use, and then boom, stop loss below the order block, or like right there, or like right here below the order block. And then where would you target? Remember what I was telling you guys about. Exit on, enter on SMT and exit off SMT. So where would be the SMT that we had? Let's find the SMT. Let's see. Did we have any? In fact, I don't see any. So you could have just done and used standard deviation. How would you do that? You would use this leg or you could use this leg because this is the cleanest leg I see, and this is the lowest. And I use legs on NASDAQ mainly. I don't use it on ES. Maybe I'm gonna back test and see. But I usually just focus on NQ. I don't know. So this could be your TP. We see the reaction of negative 3.25. So that could be your TP. Once you see a reaction off a level, just to exit the trade. So your exit would be after the candle closes right here. So this is gonna be a 14 RR trade. Okay. And or you could have held more if you wanted to, but most people don't like holding that much, so this would be your trade. Okay, so what we had in this trade was SSMT. Okay, rejection block, 5-minute fair value gap again. Check. We have any fair value gap? Nope. We had nothing really there, but we had SMT, rejection block, maybe standard deviation. Let me check if we also had standard deviation. Okay, this leg. Why this leg? Because this is the cleanest leg we have. Highest point towards downside -1. We tap -1 also. Okay, so that's the only clean leg we had. We wouldn't use -1.5 because you can use it if we tap into the tick, but it's very near the low, so the SSMT would be invalidated right there. So this is the only standard deviation level we wanted to see you get respected. Okay, so this is a good entry. You could have even gotten a better entry off of that. one, run a 10-point stop loss under this low right here, boom, and then yeah, target that reaction. Right, very simple trade. I hope you guys understood this video, and yeah, that's really it. No, wait, why am I getting out of this video so quick? No, we also gonna end with psychology, okay? But before we do that, I just saw something. We also had another SMT right here. What the hell? I didn't see. Wait, let me historical cycle. We had another SMT. So I wanted to tell this last thing. Not yapping, okay? This last thing I'm gonna say here in this video. So if we have one SSMT, we can also have another SMT, okay? It's fine as long as we have one SSMT bullish, but we have another SMT, another bullish that's just regular. Doesn't mean that it's fake, okay? We could still use that. We already have one. We don't need to have two, okay? So this in total, this was another confirmation. So you could have entered and catch this bottom tick right here to the tick right here. Just that after seeing, like, you could have a small ass stop loss because of that. Maybe earlier entry was like here, and then target this. Remember, 30 or 40. Simple, bro. But anyways, I hope you understood this video. I'm gonna post this soon, and I want at least like 1,000 views or 10,000. I don't know. I'm tweaking out. Maybe too much, but 1,000 views and I'll post more. I hope this gets 1,000 views. Spread it everywhere you can. Tell your friends about it. But yeah,